When Papa prompted us to take up in-depth study of at least some slokas of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we had absolutely no plan. How to move about also we did not have any direction. But for the past 10 days, he has given us the direction. He prompted all of us to select certain slokas. That means there is an inner alignment with the theme of the sloka of that particular person who pointed out. So that is why we are entering into Bhagavad Gita, or we are allowing Gita to enter into us. Let us all try to keep up the same tempo. Along with that, we also added about 3 or 4 or 5 stanzas, something that connected with our origin. So totally today, when we took the tally, it was 30 slokas. So we will now just keep chanting it, meaning, and when we stop, what is the theme, in one word or 2 words. Let us see for ourselves how we are moving. So, from first chapter, there are many chapters from which nobody has suggested anything. We will come to that later, but for a quick recap, 1 sloka from first chapter, 4 slokas from second chapter, 0 from third chapter, 1 from fourth chapter, 0 from 5th chapter, 6 slokas from 6th chapter, 3 slokas from 7th chapter, 1 sloka from 8th chapter, 5 slokas from 9th chapter, 3 slokas from 10th chapter, 1 sloka in 11th chapter, 1 sloka in 12th chapter, 0 in 13, 2 in 14, 0 in 15, 0 in 16, 1 in 17, 1 in 18. You would have forgotten what we have done. So there are some 0, 0, no? If you are making a note of everything, you will find it. If you are just hearing and closing it, you may not find it. So unless and until you have a notebook where we have, when somebody suggests some slokas, we are writing it down. That means slowly we are concentrating upon some slokas. Nobody will be able to master 700 slokas, nor is it necessary. Because we want something that enters into us. Let us see how he guides. Now, first chapter, Arjuna Vishada Yoga. First sloka. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveda yuyutsavaha mamaka pandavaschaiva kimakurvada sanjaya. Tell me, O Sanjaya, Dhritarashtra says, assembled in Kurukshetra, desirous to fight, what indeed did my people and the Pandavas do? Why did we select this? Mine. So the first sloka itself says, the me and mine is the hurdle in our spiritual journey. Me and mine is the hurdle in a harmonious family life, harmonious professional life, harmonious social life. Everyone can go through their own life, then we will find that conflicts, stressful period, frustration, disappointments, dispiritedness, all these things come only because of the prominence of me and mine. Even the Mahabharata war would have been averted if Dhritarashtra was above me and mine. As the emperor, he could have commanded the Duryodhana to give at least 5 houses. There would not have been any war. So that is why this particular word, my people and the Pandavas. So the first chapter gives us the idea, gives us the clue that the main hurdle in our life is the dominance of me and mine. From there, second chapter. In second chapter, 47. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu katachana ma karma valahe durbur ma te sangostva karmani. Your right is to work only, but never to its fruits thereof. May you not be motivated by the fruits of action, nor let your attachment be towards inaction. Why this was selected? What has it got to do with our daily life? Huh? What has it got to do with our daily life?
Audio is not clear. Yes? They are not talking something else.
Karmanye vadhikaraste. Why it came up? Anagam, what did he say? Normally we take up any work expecting the fruits of action. But here the Lord says, then we start thinking, behind every success in our action, there are so many contributory factors behind it, which this me and mine does not make me aware of it. It only grabs the results for itself. But we know now, anything, behind any success, there are so many contributory factors. So, say for example, we cultivate, we make a discovery, okay. We make a discovery. But to discover something should be there already, you know. To discover something should be there already. Then only we can discover. If that is not there, how can I discover? Okay, I say I produce so much. Actually, I cannot produce so much by myself. There are so many factors like the climate, the water, the rain, the sun, the fertilizer, the cultural operations, the nurturing, the tending. All these must have been responsible for getting me a good harvest of crop. So this is one aspect. So I can never arrogate that the success is because of me. My job is only to work, number one. Another aspect is, I am the recipient of all the bounteous gifts which I am enjoying. Anything. Whether it is the laptop, tab, electricity, amplifier, shirt, specs, chapel, construction hall, light, anything you name. When I am enjoying all these things, can I be always only taking for myself? I must also contribute something towards it. So the vocation that has been given to me is a venue through which I also do my share. That is why he says your right is to work only, not to its fruits of action. You are already indebted to the society, indebted to the Mother Nature. And whatever you are doing, it is only a payback. This is another dimension. Third dimension is, the result is not in our hands. We can only work. I would have done wonderful activities for cultivation. Suddenly the rains may come. It will wash away the whole thing. Suddenly there will be a drought. Entire crop is failed. Suddenly there will be a pest attack. Entire thing will be ruined. You are almost bringing out an innovative thing. The current goes, immediately whatever you have worked also goes along with it. So you just imagine, there are unknown reasons on which we cannot control. So your right is to work only. Your right is to work only. And let it not lead to inaction. You have to act. You are the recipient of bounteous gifts. So keep acting. Papa would bluntly say, under this banner of spirituality, don't be a recluse. You have to be dynamic, you have to be active. So these are all some of the dimensions that came up. That is why this particular sloka was pointed out. Sloka number 48. Yogastha kuru karmani Sankam tyaktva dhananjaya Siddhya siddhyau samo bhutva Samatvam yogamuchyate. Being steadfast in yoga, O Arjuna, perform actions, abandoning attachment, remaining unconcerned about success or failure. This evenness of mind is known as yoga. Yoga means union with God. Why it came up in our mind? We spend a lot of time on that. Samatvam yogam uchyate. Everybody is keeping mum. Yogastha kuru karmani Sangam tyaktva dhananjaya Siddhya siddhyau samo bhutva Samatvam yogamuchyate. Why it was selected? If you are forgetting the in-depth, that means in-depth study, we are not following it up. We are not making our notes. It will not help us. Think about it. Samatvam yogamuchyate.
Fruits are failures. Success are failures. We are equal. Success are failures. We are equally. That is samatvam.
Success or failure, we should not get affected. That is called samatvam.
We are trying to understand the practical side of it, We are not bothered about the textual meaning. How does it apply? How does it help us in our daily life? Little louder, please.
You should not get disappointed, whatever may be the result.
You should not get disappointed over whatever be the result.
Equal balanced attitude towards success and failure.
Equal. When can it come? We are trying to apply. We are trying to apply this in our life, So something should strike to us,
When there is no duality, it will then will when there is no duality, it will come Swamiji.
Yeah?
When there is no duality in our mind,
Duality.
it is not there, then it will come evenness.
Duality we can never transcend,
Detachment to the fruits of the action. Detachment.
When we develop detachment to the fruits of action, we will be able to maintain samatvam, no? Like that we will try, we will fine tune ourselves.
Adiyam Swamiji. Chapter 5 18th sloka.
Please concentrate on this. We are going on around,
ആ ചാപ്റ്റർ ഇത് ലിങ്ക് ചെയ്താൽ ക്ലിയർ ആവും.
Why did we start? Why did we concentrate upon Samatvam Yogamuchate?
എല്ലാവരുടെ ഉള്ളിലിരിക്കുന്ന ഈശ്വരനെ കാണാൻ ഒരേപോലെ കാണാൻ ശ്രമിച്ചാൽ നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവും. എല്ലാവരിലും ഒരേ ഈശ്വരൻ ഇരിക്കുന്നു.
Only this can become possible only when we make some effort to see that everything is happening only by His will. It is not my will, but His will. Initially I may feel that it is my will, but when I get failure after failure, then I realize that everything happens only by His will. For that, how will I know? Then I go to my own origin. So whatever is happening only by God's will. Then what is the use of my becoming elated or depressed? When I feel detached from, I have come here to do my work and leave it like that. Results may be good, results may not be good. It may be a success, it may be a failure. But to me, I am not affected at all. I was prompted, I did, that's all. Like that, let us try to understand the practicability. We are not interested in any other aspect. Shlokas are there, meaning is there, so what? How do I apply this in my daily life? This is very important. So only when we start accepting everything as God's will, probably we might be able to maintain that balance. Neither getting depressed nor getting elated. This could be one of the dimensions. Any other dimension, kindly think about it. Jayachandran was telling that when we try to identify some common factor in everybody, then we may be able to maintain this. When somebody says something, when somebody acts something, we immediately say God has prompted him to do it, just like God prompted me to do this. So when I try to bring in that God dimension, I will not be upset at all. That also could lead to Samatvam Yogamuchate.
When otherness is not there, then also it can happen.
Otherness, that stage we have not reached, At our level. The other one is, I am prompted to say these things. You are prompted to say take a different view. When I recognize that he also or she also has got the same prompting from inside, then I will not be upset, though I may be holding on to my views. I give recognition to his also. Probably after some time, God will correct me or him, that's all. We will not become upset at all. Every word, these keen words, we have to do a lot of manana. And then see for ourselves, we are not interested in the textual knowledge. We are interested in the working. How does it help me in my daily life? This is what we are trying to understand. Otherwise, what happens? It will become academic, intellectual. We may be able to quote so many things. But how does it? Why should I remember Samatvam Yoga Muchate? Immediately I parade before my mind persons who have been maintaining this, and then, oh, acha, what did they do? What prompted them? They gave a patient hearing and slowly made him aware. And if there are still differences, we will sort it out later, I think none of us are in a mood to accept anything now. We will postpone this. There are so many ways we have seen. Presenting it in a different way. Ultimately zeros to what not sticking to my me and mine. If the me and mine is less and less, Samatvam Yoga Muchade is possible. If the me and mine is more and more, it can never become possible. Whether it is Karpanya Dosha, whether it is Yogastha Kurukarmanya, this one also. So again, the me and mine is playing the game. That is preventing us from enjoying this. When I hold on to my rights and wrongs, I will not be able to keep the balance, Samatvam. So like that we will try to bring out from our own life, practical life, what Lord Krishna has said. Okay, then 49. Durena hyevaram karma buddhi yoga dhananjaya buddhau sharanamanvicha kripana phala hedavaha. Work with desire is very far inferior to that performed with a mind established in Buddhi Yoga, that is Samatvam. That is called Buddhi Yoga. O Dhananjaya, seek refuge in this Buddhi, this evenness of mind. Wretched are they who act for selfish results. So self-centeredness, again the me and mine, it comes out again. Any activity I have to see for myself whether it is only for my benefit, only to satisfy my ego, only to indulge in my cravings, only to get fattened with my arrogance. Think. Those are all kripanas, We will never be able to transcend the me and mine. So here also he says, seek refuge in this evenness of mind. So tame your me and mine. Discipline your me and mine. So these three slokas now we have covered. We find the hurdle pointed out by the first sloka, the me and mine. That is being how to get over that me and mine. Some clues he has given. That is why it has touched some of us, and that is why it was pointed out. Kindly apply this. So me and mine, me and mine, me and mine. First was Dhritarashtra's words. Second was about action. Third was about equanimity and equanimity in dealing. And fourth one is, if self-centeredness is there, it becomes wretched. And from there we move to the next one. Buddhi yukto jahadiha upe sukrita dushkrite tasmad yogaya yujyasva yoga karmasu kaushalam. Endued with the evenness of buddhi, one frees oneself in this very life from virtue and vice, all dualities. Devote yourself therefore to this yoga. Yoga is efficiency in action. Why did we apply our mind on this? Anybody can say anything? What is the important word in this sloka? Yoga karmasu kaushalam.
Dexterity in action. Dexterity in action.
Means what? Means what in our language?
Excellence in working, Swami.
Excellence in action, yes. In our workaday life, you are eating in a plate, or you are eating in a banana leaf. After eating it, whatever spilled out, you put it in that banana and take it and put it in the pit where it is to be put. That's everywhere the deficiency in action should be there. Whether I am writing a letter, whether I am keeping a thing in my house, whether I am discharging my duties in the office, whatever may be there, when I am keeping the chapel in the outside the hall, nothing is insignificant, nothing is unimportant, nothing is irrelevant. Correct. So when I know this, I handle it everything with a touch of love, with a touch of perfection, with a touch of dedication, with a touch of gratitude.
Touch of love, Swami.
Think. That is why this sloga attracted us. This is practical, no? When I eat in the plate, I wash the plate correctly and keep it in the same place. When I look at the plate, I should see my face. That much clarity should be there. So nothing is unimportant. When I use a gem clip, when I take back the gem clip, if I put it in the place where it should be kept. So everything starts from the minutest, not from the grossest. So that is why this sloga is very, very important for all of us. Very important for us. Yoga karmasu kaushala. Then from there we move to 4th chapter, 8th sloka number 8. From 3rd nobody said anything, so we move to 4th. 8. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. For the protection of the virtuous, for the destruction of the wicked, and for the establishment of dharma, I come into being in every age. Actually, this sloga was pointed out by somebody. So we did not elaborate this. So now we will try. Why this was pointed out? We know that always there are ups and downs, many things are happening in and around us which may not be to our liking. Atrocities, terrorist activities, so many things, Though as a spiritual aspirant we know that God is behind this whole world drama, we don't keep quiet. We cannot keep quiet. So we intensely pray to Him to come to our rescue. Just like Puja Mataji initiated 15,500 crore Namajapa Yajna for Vishwa Shanti, because every time when we say, this is my contribution, on an average, God is making us to receive now 200 crores a month. We have all completed the 3 rounds of 15,500 crores. None of us will be able to go to the respective fields and stop all atrocities. But a deep prayer from the bosom of the heart for peace, that will help us. So that is why he said, whenever for the protection of the virtuous, for the destruction of the wicked, for the establishment of dharma, I come into being at every age. So when we read this, we are not simply thinking about the avatar. What is mine? He is seated within me, So He is giving me the prompting to do something. In whatever way it is possible, I try to do that. So every sloga should be, and here also we find the me and mine is not there. If the me and mine is there, we will not bother about what is happening outside. We will be only protecting ourselves, that's all. But when we understand Bhagavad Gita, He is seated in every one of us. We have to invoke. He makes all these things to happen outside so that He gives us an opportunity for us to pray to Him. He is not outside. So through this we try to recognize His samipyam and sanidhyam, His nearness and His presence within us, and we then pray to Him, all of us. When we go to when we stand before the image of the chosen deity or our Guru, we all do this prayer every day, especially when we see something, disturbing us. So this particular sloga reminds us, this is what we have to do. We have to do it intensely. Then we have been assured by the Lord that He will come to our rescue. Later on in the 18th sloka, He gives this assurance. Okay, from there, so we move to the 5th. At least in 5th, at least 4th, 1/5, there is nothing. Nobody has told. So we go to the 6th. Sixth, 31. Sarvabhutastitam yo mam bhajatyekatvam-astitah sarvatha vartamanopi sayogi mayi vartate. One who, being established in unity, worships me, who am dwelling in all beings, whatever be his or her mode of life, he abides in me. Why did we select this? Again we are asking. Previously we were thinking that if we have to approach God, we have to be selective in our profession and in our activities. But through this sloga, whether I am doing the sweeping job, whether I am doing the clerical job, whether I am doing the executive job, whether I am doing the planner's job, whoever it may be, no matter what you do, whatever be his or her mode of life, if I bring in God dimension, then God assures me He is within me. So not that a particular type of job, particular type of activity we have to stick on. Any activity in any field is okay for us. Think. This is the practical side. Any activity in any field. Only condition is I should be able to bring in the God dimension. God provided me this opportunity and God is making me to do. Anything else anybody has?
Through everybody, God is only making to do.
All of then we whether I am cooking, whether I am serving, whether I am cleaning. Initially, we may think, I must have bath, I must go to this place, I must study this, I must do Ramnam, I must do bhajan, then only I will be qualified to go in. No. Anything that we do, only thing is we have to, as you said, we have to say, God gave me this opportunity. That is enough. That is why these are all practically possible for all of us to implement. Sloga number 33. Yoyam yogastvaya proktaha yetas samyena madhusudana Yetasyaham na pashyami chanjalatva sthitam stiram. On our behalf, Arjuna is putting this question. This yoga which has been taught by you, as characterized by the vision of equality, I do not see its lasting endurance owing to restlessness of the mind. That is why even after going through again and again and again, we ourselves are finding it difficult, Last 10 days, whenever we take up one sloga, everybody was joining. But suppose suddenly when we ask, why are we doing it? Blank. Because it is, manas is chanjalam. We are not getting it stabilized. The same problem all of us are confronted with. Arjuna on our behalf is putting before Sri Krishna. This yoga which has been taught by you, as characterized by the vision of equality, I do not see its lasting endurance owing to restlessness of the mind. At that moment I feel it is perfectly all right, it is nice, it is inspiring. But the mind immediately shifts its attention to something else. What am I to do now? So to become aware of the restlessness of the mind, this sloga. Actually 34 was pointed out, then we added 33, that's all. And we go to the 34. Chanchalam himana Krishna Pramadhi balavadridam Tasyaham nigraham manye Vayoriva sudushkaram So the Lord says, yes, correct. The mind is restless, turbulent. Not the Lord says, Arjuna himself says this. Verily the mind, O Krishna, is restless, turbulent, strong, unyielding. I regard it quite as hard to achieve its control as that of the air. Suppose I want to hold in air, can I do that? Exactly, my mind is like that now. So these two stanzas really portray why we have not been able to do real manana and make it a part of our life. Even these 15 or 16 slokas, we are finding it difficult. Not that we don't want to. Every day we are sitting 1 hour, 1 to 1.5 hours. Religiously, everybody is taking it up with all sincerity. It is not for anybody else, for our own satisfaction. There is earnestness is there, aspiration is there, interest is there. But still, so immediately, on our behalf, Arjuna is giving us, he is appealing to the Lord, very difficult for me. I want to hold, but I cannot hold. So what should I do? So then the Lord answers in 35, Asamshayam Mahabaho Mano Nurnigraham Chalam Abhyasena tu Kaunteya Vairagyena cha guhyate. The Lord agrees, yes. The mind is restless and difficult to control. But through practice, repeated performance, abhyasa, and vairagya, dispassion, it can be achieved. Suddenly we remember everything we have learnt now, or to a certain extent mastered it, because of our repeated performance. Regular, repeated performance. When we try to do yogasanas or pranayama, the first and foremost thing is regularity, apart from concentration of the mind. Any physiotherapy, suppose we have some problem, we go to the doctor and physiotherapy is prescribed. There should be a regularity. So he says, all these things we can understand practically. So I must be regular and dispassion towards. How do I develop dispassion? Only when some higher ideal is prioritized in my mind, I will be able to get over my attachment to the lesser things. This is how the detachment takes place. I must somehow attain this. When this is firm and I am very regular, then naturally, even if somebody asks me to do something, I will say, not now. In all our life's experience, we have done this. It is not a new thing. So let us not think about vairagya means running away. Dispassion. The object is there. The situation is there. The person is there. But I become indifferent. How can I become indifferent? I place a higher ideal. When I place a higher ideal, all these things do not matter us. Think. So first two stanzas on our behalf, he told frankly about the behavior of our mind. So here the answer is regularity. Then suddenly we remember, yes, Only through repeated performance I was able to master. When I started writing the alphabets, how many times I committed mistake, but repeatedly doing it, regularly doing it. And when I sit for my studies, when I sit for my cooking, when I sit for drafting, when I sit for administering, if my mind is somewhere else, I will not be successful. We all know this in our own experience. So that means prioritizing. I should be able to remember you. This should get prioritized. So these are the two things which he highlights in this particular sloka. Abhyasa and Vairagya. We go to 39. Yetan me samshayam Krishna. Who says? Arjuna says again, okay. Chetumarhasi sheshadaha tadanya samshayasyasya chetana hyupapadyate. Again Arjuna on our behalf, he says that this doubt of mine you should completely dispel, for it is not possible for any but you to dispel this doubt. My chanchalam, no? In spite of hearing what you have told, my mind is not, it is fickle. So that means you alone can do it. Then I will take a resolve, I will do 1 mala more, 5 malas more. I will skip my breakfast. Something, so that I will remember you, I uttered something which I should not have uttered. Immediately I become aware. Because only you can do it. Seated within me, you should be able to caution me, make me vigilant. So this sloka, because all of us are facing this problem. Every day we are facing this problem. We know that it is right, but we are unable to do it rightly. We know we should not have uttered this, but we utter this. We know we should not have acted like that, but we act like that. Somewhere, So immediately we say, please, you alone can. For it is not possible for any but you, Chetana Hyupapadyate. Angalladavira. Apart from you, nobody else is there for me. So from there we go to the 40th. How did this come? I don't know. Anyway, it's all right. God wills, okay. Because this we don't remember to have. Partha naiveha namutra vinashastasya vidyate nahi kalyana kritikashchit durgatim tata gacchati. This is also a very important one, because this is an assurance given to us by Lord. Nahi kalyana kritikashchit durgatim tata. There is no destruction for such a one, neither here or there, for the doer of good never comes to grief. Whenever we initiate any venture, if it is to benefit a larger segment, there will be a lot of obstacles in the initial stages. But this assurance given, Durgatim Tadagachati, I will ensure that it does not fail. Nahi Kalyana Kritikashchit. दुर्गतिं तात गच्छति पार्था नैवेह नामुत्रा विनाशस्तस्य विद्यते न हि कल्याणकृत कश्चित् दुर्गतिं तात गच्छति. A person who steadfastly does things with God thought, no? I assure you that there won't be any obstacle. I will remove that obstacle. It's a great assurance, very great assurance. Then,
Swamiji, 6th chapter, 17th slokas were brought. 17th sloka, 6th chapter, 1-7.
nobody said, no,
Yuktahara viharasya.
no. That we will take it up. There are so many like that in that. Fifth chapter?
Moderation. 6th chapter, 17th
Sixth.
sloka.
In fifth itself, there are many which we have forgotten.
The 6th, 17th sloka, Yuktahara viharasya, moderation.
Because when you say yukta, yukta karma balam tektva shanti mapnoti naishtikim ayukta kamagarena phale sakto nipadyate. These are all to be taken up. Kayena manasa buddhya. Anna kartrutvam na karmani lokasya sujati prabhu. Okay, tasya karmas. Yuktahara viharasya. Yukta cheshtasya karmasu. Yukta sopnavabodhasya. Yogo bhavati dukkha. That we have to add now, you know.
Yeah, this is for moderation. On the second also 2.7 we left one sloka.
Chapter number 6 now.
No, 6 is on it. 17th sloka, 1-7. Moderation.
To one who is temperate in eating and recreation, in the effort for work, and in sleep and wakefulness, yoga becomes the destroyer of misery. That means we should have control in everything, no? Ahar, not only ahar, vihar, recreation, eating, and then in actions. There should be moderation in everything. Even in sleep, 6 hours, 8 hours, like that, no. And then in wakefulness. So when we keep on adhering to this yoga, that means union with God, for this it is necessary. How much the same logic you find in this statement. Moderate in ahara, food, vihara, recreation. Moderate in engagement of work. Always being engaged in work is not good. Laziness is also not good. Moderate in sleep and in waking. To such a person, yoga becomes the remover of all sorrows. Huh?
Connected our mobile.
This is the wisest advice given to a practitioner in spiritual life. People have done all sorts of spiritual practices. Even now people do without knowing the truth expounded by great teachers. They have their own inclination. So a true yogi is just a normal healthy human being. Only her search is for something deeper, inward, not outward. Outward dimensions one has finished. One has discharged all one's responsibilities. He or she had a family, given in marriage, all the children, free now. Then one can resort to this yoga as the greatest experience of one's life. Or those who from youth itself are devoted to this, they are wonderful. They had no attraction for worldly life and started from youth along with this yoga path. Both are welcome. Spiritual life and yoga can be taken recourse to at any time, at any stage of life. Whenever you feel that you are fit for it, you enter into it. It is no use of hurrying up. I am not fit for it now. I have got many other things to do. Okay, there is no harm. When the time is ripe, you will get it. So this is moderation in everything. No? It's a very, very important aspect. Sixth chapter, there are already 6 there.
Chapter we left it, seventh sloka. Second chapter, seventh sloka we did not do. We have noted. Seventh sloka, second chapter.
Seventh.
We left.
Karpanya dosha. That is, 18th chapter connection only we say. Because he said, we should not give any advice unasked. So all these
63rd sloka connection.
7th sloka means the total out of the 700 slokas, removing all these, more than 600 odd slokas, Lord Krishna was explaining to Arjuna. Why? Because in the 7th sloka he says, my mind is totally clouded, unable to understand what is right, what is wrong. I am your Shishya. Because of my previous Swabhava dosha, Karpanya dosha magata Swabhavaha, Prichami tvam dharma sammuda jeta, Yacheyam sya nishchidam bruhidan me, Shishyaste aham shadimam tvam prapannam. I am your Shishya. I surrender up to you. Kindly advise me. Which is good for me. So this we were remembering when he was telling that Yatechasi Tata Guru. He explained everything, and then so our attitude should be to know. We can say that 7th through 7th chapter, we are touched and kindled this. We should be humble enough to seek wisdom, no? First knowledge and then wisdom. First knowledge from the seers, from the Shastras, and then do manana and make it a wisdom, applied knowledge. If 7th sloka touches and kindles in us, it is relevant. Otherwise it is only a sloka. I must be humble enough. First of all, I should know. The intense desire is there for me to know. Because of my old habits, I am unable to understand what is right, what is good for me, what is bad for me. So now I plead before you, O Lord, please enable me to enlighten me. Remove the doubts. So these two we will add with the dimension. Every time we are trying to understand that practical, daily life. That is how we are slowly allowing Bhagavad Gita to enter into us. So that it doesn't stay as an academic exercise. No matter whether we complete 10 or 15 or 50 out of 700, doesn't matter. But these 50 slokas, we should have a deep impact in our mind. So let us all have this always in our mind. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om to everybody. Pranam, pranam, pranam. Pranam, pranam. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om.
Namaskaram, Swamiji.
Namaskaram, namaskaram.